We are now watching a Bugs Bunny War Bonds commercial. When I decided to fool around with Video Doodle, I watched the sample, and the sample had Wile E. Coyote being something we've seen it. Since the sample had a cartoon, I said, oh, well, I know Bugs Bunny did a lot of these War Bond commercials. Let me find a Bugs Bunny War Bond commercial. So I found one, and I thought it'd be perfect, and it really is. But then, as I'm watching it, I couldn't believe what I saw, and it really demonstrated a even more important principle than just war bonds that we study in American history. So I'd like to point that out. So let's watch this. There's bugs, the American Revolutionary imagery in the background. The tall man with the high hat is Uncle Sam, of course. This is just what I expected. And then this happened. All right, I'll let you get a better look at this. I just wanted to kind of cue you into this part. All right, what Bugs Bunny's doing here is blackface. And blackface is something that originated after the Civil War during Reconstruction, during these things called vaudeville shows, where black performers weren't allowed to perform. So white performers would perform as if they were black, wearing this thick, just black makeup, which was just so obviously, a white performer. And this is probably like an homage to Al Jolson, who was one of these famous blackface performers. But blackface was very racist, needless to say. African Americans were often depicted in a degrading, stereotypical way. To me, the saddest part of blackface is what happened to Uncle Tom. Uncle Tom in the book was this heroic character who single-handedly motivated the North to fight the war. When Lincoln met Harriet Beecher Stowe, he said, "Oh, so you're the little lady that started this great big war." I mean, he was that heroic of a character. After thousands and thousands of vaudeville performances that showed Uncle Tom to be this, horrible stereotype, negative stereotype of an African American, Uncle Tom today is really a degrading term to a lot of African Americans. So here I am watching Bugs Bunny, thinking, oh, we'll watch a War Bonds World War II commercial, and I found something that's really very significant in terms of American history and African American history and the Civil Rights Movement. So let's finish this, and on the next slide, I'll talk a little bit about the response to this type of racism that African Americans have. Here comes the freedom man. Come on, train. Like the fire and freedom. I say these birds. Okay, as per the last video that you just got done watching, which was Bugs Bunny selling war bonds, here you have the Double V campaign, which was a campaign. You can see the double V's here. V for victory at home and victory abroad. So the idea was victory at home against racism and victory abroad against fascism and Hitler. So I just found that to be so interesting, that if you're an African American, you're serving in the military, and or you go to a theater the night before you get shipped off to Germany, you see that come up where Bugs Bunny's selling war bonds, and all of a sudden he's performing blackface. Really telling and really powerful, and I think it explains a lot of why African Americans felt the need to have this double V campaign.